Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I am making a pumpkin dump cake, but I'm doing it in a slow cooker. All right, if you're new here, hi, I'm Claire. Welcome, come on in, make yourselves comfortable. I spend a lot of time in the kitchen on this channel. So if you like budget-friendly recipes, easy recipes, things to feed your family, things that are, I don't know, interesting. I do like vintage cooking as well. Definitely hit subscribe and stick around. So I know you guys, if you follow me, you might remember last week I posted some pumpkin dessert recipes. But then one of you beautiful people commented that your favorite thing was a pumpkin dump cake. And I remembered I did a pumpkin dump cake on this channel and they are so good. And what I had been thinking about was trying like the same kind of thing, but in a crock pot. I love a slow cooker recipe, and I know a lot of you are cooking for a lot of people this time of year, whether you're going to someone's house and you need to like bring a thing, or if you're cooking in your own home. Anytime I could use a slow cooker or a crock pot instead of like my oven or the stove, we count that as a win, because especially for like Thanksgiving or Christmas or all of the sort of holidays that are happening this time of year, the oven is like absolutely precious space that cannot be squandered. So I love the idea of doing this in a slow cooker instead of the oven. So I thought, hey, let's make a video about it. So it's not going to be a very long one. This is going to be a very fast recipe. So let's do it. All right, here's the ingredients you're going to need. Basically like a pumpkin pie, but not all the way. We've got pumpkin. We've got our evaporated milk. We also have, where is it? It's back here. Pumpkin pie spice. You need that. We also have 2 sticks of butter. We have a classic yellow cake mix. All these things are from Aldi, by the way. We have sugar. We have brown sugar. We have pecans, which are optional. We also have vanilla. And I will leave this recipe down below for you. And also we're gonna need 3 eggs, but if you watch me, time for the disclaimer. We raise quail here in our house, so I always use quail eggs when I'm cooking. So it's gonna be like 12 quail eggs, but for the average, usual baker, that would be 3 chicken eggs. The first thing I'm gonna do is a little bit boring, but I have to crack all these quail eggs. It's a lot, so I go ahead and do that first. You should see when I make a quiche out of these things, it takes like 50 eggs. All right, now that we've got the eggs sorted, we're going to put the whole can of pumpkin in a medium bowl. And again, if you watch my other dessert recipe video, pumpkin counts as a vegetable. We're being so healthy right now. All right, next we're gonna add the whole can of our evaporated milk. We're going to add our 3 eggs, or 12 quail eggs. For our sugar, we're going to use ½ a cup each of brown sugar and white sugar. Next, we're gonna do 1 tablespoon of pumpkin pie spice. I have used so much of this year. It's almost gone. Oh my gosh. And 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Give this a nice little mix. We'll move over to the whisk in a minute. There are a couple ways to do the topping. I have done past dump cakes where you put the cold butter, like you just slice the butter and you throw it on the top. I am gonna try a different method today because we're slow cooking. So this is an entire, just like standard size cake mix. I bet a spice cake would be really good too, but I have selected the classic yellow. And I've actually let my butter soften on the countertop, so this is not cold, hard butter. And we're going to mix it in. Honestly, I'm going to cut this in how I kind of regularly would, and that means I'm going to use my hands. Now it doesn't need to be like a paste. It can just be like little crumbles. That's what we're kind of going for here. Don't you love it when I'm doing something for the first time for you instead of like testing it first? You can trust me. All right, we have our filling, we have our topping. Now we're gonna throw it in the crock pot. All right, here is my trusty slow cooker. I am just going to spray it with some cooking spray just to make all of this a little easier. All right, we're gonna pour in the pumpkin mixture. Now we're going to put our crumble on top. And now for the optional pecans. Personally, I love a pecan. I think pecans just really scream fall to me. So I'm putting about a half a cup on the top here. But you could mix it in. You could omit the pecans completely if you wanted. But this is definitely my vibe. And that's it. That's the recipe. We're going to cover it and cook it on high for 2 hours. You could also cook this on low for like 4 hours. It just depends on what your needs are. I want this to be ready for when my kids get home from school so that they can eat it because they will be very excited. Both my kids love a pumpkin moment, so I think they'll be very pleased with this. So that's why I've decided to cook it on high, but like work with your own schedule, whatever's good for you. All right, you guys, it's taken a little bit longer than I thought it would. It's like 6:40 now. I don't remember quite when I put it in, like 3:30. It's been like 3 hours instead of 2 hours, but it seemed like it was just taking a little longer. I really wanted it to be like a little bit brown on the top. Maybe I shouldn't have the same expectations for a slow cooker dump cake as I do for one in the oven, but there is no way it is not cooked at this point, so I'm gonna eat it now, regardless. Okay, I'll admit that the pecans kind of stayed in the center. I think if I did it again, I would like disperse them a little bit. And we also have like a little bit of liquid on the sides. I don't know. I didn't know this video was gonna turn into a critique of this recipe, but that's what's happening. I will say it smells divine. Okay, she is cooked all the way. But it's definitely more like a bread pudding on the top. You're not going to get that same sort of like perfect square the way that you do in a pan. It looks amazing. Oh my God, it smells so good. All right, obviously, what kind of pumpkin dessert would it be if we didn't throw a little bit of whipped cream on there? Okay, it is a little bit hot. Oh my gosh. That is like the richest, most decadent thing I have ever eaten. It still has the same like classic, really rich flavor of the dump cake that you make in the oven. However, the biggest difference here, obviously, number one, is that it's really warm, it's hot. Where the kind you put in the pan, usually you let it cool so that it keeps its shape. This is not going to be a perfect square. This is definitely just going to be like a pile, which is fine with me. So if presentation is what you're going for with the square, I would stick with the oven method. However, the texture of this, that top cake layer, is just a little bit different because it's like steamed instead of baked, and it's giving this great bread pudding vibe. And I'm gonna say I prefer this method to the oven method, although both are very good. I think in the future, this is the way I'm gonna do it. Like, this is insanely delicious. And a huge thank you to that lovely subscriber that reminded me that I do love a pumpkin dump cake. All right, you guys, and there you go. Really quick and easy today, but I did just want to share this recipe with you because I like it when you give me comments and give me ideas and all that kind of stuff. It makes me feel like we're connecting in real life, because we are. So thank you for watching. I hope you do give this a try. If you do love a slow cooker recipe, go for it. It's delicious. Of course, come back for more content like this, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye!